Hot takes on the zodiac signs, healed versus unhealed edition. And don't be shy in the comments. I live for the comment section on these videos. I want to hear about an encounter you had with either of these zodiac signs. It's a safe space. I can't wait to read them. An unhealed Pisces is the most delusionally toxic person you have ever met. I'm talking they are so toxic that they don't even know how toxic they are. They remind me of like slippery fish. Like you can't ever quite get your hands around them. You don't ever quite know like really what's going on. An unhealed Pisces is an undercover avoidant. Yes, I said what I said. They mask their avoidance through escapism. Sure, they'll be in the room with you, but they're gonna be somewhere else. Sure, they'll have a really deep, meaningful, rich conversation with you about their feelings, but that's not really how they're feeling. They are ruled by Neptune or Jupiter, depending on what type of astrology you use. So again, their deception is such that they don't even always recognize when they're being deceptive. They are about escapism. And I'm not just talking about with substance use and all that. I'm talking they go into their fantasy world. They are living in their fantasy world and we are just features in it. Perpetually caught in the cycle of self-pity, victimization, blame, martyrdom, hero, I'm the hero. They use their emotions as a genuine justification for acting how they want to act, or continuing to hold on to their fantasy world despite the fact that it's hurting everybody else. That actually becomes the justification for dishonesty. Like, I shouldn't be held to the same standard of honesty. I'm entitled to all of your emotional energy and all of your compassion, and you shouldn't have any boundaries with me either. They romanticize the I'm so misunderstood. And because they really do struggle with setting boundaries, they will either just completely dip out or completely blow up their own lives so as to conveniently not be held accountable. But I gotta give it to Pisces because that wound is deep. It is a wound surrounding identity, boundaries, self-sacrifice. It's feeling as though I have no idea who I am. I am this floating droplet of water looking for something to contain me. I live my life with the emotions and the empathy turned all the way up to level 20 while the rest of the world is on 5. And I don't know how to protect myself. And they will just pour and pour out of themselves until they are empty and they feel exhausted. They have completely lost themselves in the course of just one day. They feel so lost, and I will be honest, I do think that Pisces is very deeply misunderstood. The only problem is they don't know what to do to help themselves not feel quite so lost. So they can get caught up in this vicious trap of futility, which then requires a means of escapism. Long story short, there is a wound surrounding identity, and it is their task within this lifetime to figure out how to set authentic boundaries, or not to completely lose themselves. A healed Pisces, though, might just be my favorite person ever. Yeah, I'm married to one. Infinite wells of empathy and love and compassion, the ability to really put themselves in your shoes, intuitive, idealistic, literally the source of the most unconditional type of love you have ever received. They understand and they accept that a part of who they are is going to be constantly looking for a sense of themselves. They are highly subjective. They have an emotional and personal experience with just about everything. Doesn't mean that they're empty inside, and that doesn't mean that they're not worthy of grounding or protecting. They will love and give unconditionally from a grounded sense of self, as opposed to loving and giving unconditionally in the search for self. They're the type that gets goosebumps when they hear their favorite song. They'll cry when they go to an art exhibit. They will go to the ends of the earth for the people, the animals, the creatures that they love. Healed Pisces reminds us that genuinely good people exist, that magic can exist. They're willing to explore pretty much any emotion without fear because they know that even the darker, more painful emotions can be transmuted into art or into empathy. They are natural healers. They just need to make sure that they don't lose themselves along the way because we need that precious Piscean energy. Unhealed Aries is loud, impulsive, reckless, abrasive in all that they do. They wake up ready to fight. Even a good morning can evoke a combative response with an unhealed Aries. Entirely self-motivated, not concerned with whether or not they're harming other people or what the consequences of their actions are. They move through the world as if everything is a test of will. When a vulnerability is exposed, they respond with fire. When they have a thought or an impulse, they have no idea how to hold space with it and sit with it. An unhealed Aries chooses selfishness as if their life depends on it, because on some level, that wound tells them that it does. Aries' wound is about sovereignty, independence, self-assertion, courage, bravery. The wound tells them that they need to be ready to fight at any given moment, that the people that they meet along the way are not really their friends, that they can only trust themselves. The wound tells them that they need to be ready to fight for and defend not only their beliefs, but their right to take up space or exist in this world. Aries is the young and rebellious wild child that wants to run through every room and set stuff on fire and knock things over and laugh maniacally. He still believes that he is invincible, but at the same time there is this undercurrent of resentment. The resentment that he feels about the dependence he has on mom. A fear that his wildness will actually lead to abandonment, and he hates the fact that he is afraid of abandonment. Because he wants to be fully independent in all things, he never wants to be vulnerable. Within family dynamics and family systems, Aries is likely the scapegoat. Aries knows that he is loud and a lot. And even though part of him thinks, maybe I'm too much, maybe I should quiet down, the other part of him goes, no, what if this is the only thing keeping you safe? So he responds to that fear with more loudness. Deep down, he just wants to know that he is capable, that he is brave, that he is courageous, that he is allowed to take up space. He doesn't need to be constantly defending his sense of self or his right to exist. And when a healed Aries knows that and integrates it, they become the champion of the people, the warrior, the brave one, the one that will sacrifice themselves and apply all of that passion, that fire, that vitality to a cause that they believe in. Their selfishness turns into selflessness as they are willing to dedicate all of themselves toward what lights them up, what makes them feel alive. Aries is the passion, the fire. Aries is what gives us the vitality, the motivation to live and get out of bed. Aries is radical authenticity, sensuality, the fire that most of us feel at the very beginning of a project or idea that we're really excited about. Healthy Aries knows how to constructively channel that energy so it doesn't run out and it becomes the very imprint of their existence. Healed Aries is passion, fire, and everything exciting. Ugh, I'm running out of time. I love you all.